here we go then, the final round of WWRL. Here in F1 2018, it is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and we have a championship to decide. Light Cruiser, Baschino and Smoltino, all three Dutchies gunning for what would be their first championship here at this 21 turn circuit, which has had mixed reception in the past, but I think it's a beautiful place to end what has been a fantastic season here in WWRL and your championship standings. Orasol's is Smoltino leading the way with Baschino in second, 2 points behind him, and Light Cruiser a bit further back. And the qualifying results, it is Light Cruiser on pole position for the start of the race. Kalesi in second and Baschino in third. It's a perfect 1-2-3 for the top three guys in the championship, with Crazios in fourth, Jova fifth, Popo Gamer in sixth place, Blender in seventh, and Magnussen failed to set a time. Will start in a. Without further ado, let's get cracking into the business end of this race and let's crown our champion. 15 points between the top three in the championship, and they line up 1, 2 and 3 on the grid here in Yasmin. The Light Cruiser has to win this race pretty much to try and salvage his minor hopes for the championship. Kalesi could go the whole championship without winning a race if Light Cruiser wins, and he manages to outscore Baschino in today's race. We got 3 drivers all up for grabs for this championship. 9 drivers for this race to see out first season of WWRL here on F1 2018 here at the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi, as Milk lines up onto his grid spot in 9th and last place, and the grid is ready. Let's crown a champion, shall we? 5 red lights here in Abu Dhabi. And it's lights out and away we go, and Popo Gamer gets a jump start, but Kalesi's got the start on Light Cruiser heading into turn 1. He leads! He gets the jump on Light Cruiser, and Light Cruiser has to go wide through turns. They're still squabbling out for the lead, and Light Cruiser just has to back out, and Kalesi already made his move and made it early indeed. As that's there's a Ferrari absolutely slamming into the wall in the background. That was Magnussen. His race and his season is over. Not even at turn 5. Into the hairpin we go now. It's Kalesi leading from Light Cruiser. Baschino keeps hold of that third position. Crazios in fourth. Jova tucked in behind the Ferrari, and Popo Game with that jump start will be severely affected as here down towards turn 8. Light Cruiser trying to go around the outside of Kalesi, but Kalesi shuts the door, but he's going to give it another go. Is Light Cruiser, but just can't get the jump. Heading down to the second DRS straight. We obviously no DRS activated just yet, and there goes Magnussen out of the session. Can Light Cruiser try again on Kalesi? He has to go for it, but he can't go for it just yet. The last thing he wants to do is be stuck behind Kalesi because he has to win this race. Kalesi on course at the moment to win his first race in WWRL history. But crucially, what's more important is that he's on course to win the championship. Oh, what's happened here? Oh my goodness me! What has happened to Kalesi? He's collided with Milk, and that's very surprising because one was in the lead and one's in P6. And Blinder is letting Kalesi through. I don't know what's happened, but Kalesi has been in the lead and has absolutely blown it. And what a shame for him, because that's his race pretty much run, because he got front wing damage and he didn't get a safety car because of that collision. And this has given Light Cruiser a prime opportunity, and crucially, Bass has got an even bigger opportunity because he is now the favourite to win the championship now, because the gap between himself and Kalesi was small enough for him to be in second place at the moment and Kalesi to be 6th and him to win the championship. But he's still got a long way to go in this race, and Light Cruiser was hammering the back end of Kalesi, and it turned out to be pivotal. It might have put Kalesi under pressure, and obviously he couldn't take it, and he made a mistake, and he's now in 6th place, and his race I couldn't have thought of anything worse. Oh, into the pits, Light Cruiser to serve his one of 2 stops, maybe? Depends if he wants to go into the Ultra Softs or the Super Softs. Obviously, the Ultra Softs are not as longevitable as the Supers, and he does go onto the purple striped tyres. So that pretty much confirms he is going to go onto a 2-stop strategy, as is Bass. And I'm assuming Crazy Horse will follow suit, and he does. So the top 3 all in. Purple Game will come round the final corner. It's going to be close between himself and Bass, possibly. No, I think it's going to be Bass just going to have the edge over the Williams, who is yet to pit, obviously, thanks to that drive-through penalty. I obviously Crazy also come out behind Yova, interestingly, and that's crucial because Yova, oh, it's very close as the Ferrari comes out the pit lane. Yova was behind the Ferrari just before the pit stops, and now who's gone off at oh, that's Blinder, who wasn't facing the right way on the start-finish line. That's obviously a big problem for him, but he's managed to keep it going, and there's more yellow flags somewhere. Oh no, it's a Crazy Horse. What has happened to the Ferrari? Did he have an issue? Well, he clearly did, but what type of issue did he have as Blinder gets a... Oh, no! And I shouldn't have turned off him, should I? I shouldn't have clicked off him because I literally saw a 3-wheeled wagon on that Renault. And he becomes the 3rd casualty of today's race. Big shame for him. But obviously he must be feeling it after, I'm assuming he had contact with Kalesi, which probably hurt his race, and that just add insult to injury, and he's out, and that is his season done. Could see an overtake in today's race for once. Purple Gamer struggling on those wearing Ultra Soft tyres. Here comes Yova on fresh Ultra Soft tyres, and you can clearly see the difference as the Red Bull blasts past. I don't know what I'm saying on the different accent. Blast past the Williams of Purple Gamer, and that was pretty easy pickings, to be honest. Up into 3rd goes the Red Bull. The Williams will try and fight back, but I think I'll be sensible, logical to just stick behind him and just carry on with his race. Crazy Horse into the pits for his 2nd pit stop, going now onto the Super Softs, matching very well with that Scarlet Red Ferrari. Comes back out onto the racetrack proper, way behind. Oh, wait, he spins coming out of the pits. Don't know if that was a style or what, but it didn't work clearly, and he comes out, yeah, pretty much in a world of zone, right at the back. Pretty much going to be in no man's land for the rest of the race, unless someone has a major issue, but still, 6 points, 6th place, and 8 points it should be, to add to his ever-growing tally come the end of the season. Here comes Popo into the pits finally, the only driver yet to make a pit stop. And he's going to come in for a set of hyper softs, it looks like, yeah. Very early in this race, very interesting strategy calls in the Williams garage. And he'll come out in about 5th position. And he'll have a lot of clean air to try and chase after the Mercedes of Kalesi's lap 10, R28. And as the championship currently stands, this man on your screen will be your champion. But it's still not over yet. In comes Kalesi for his 2nd pit stop. And he'll go onto the Ultra Soft tyres once again. Purple Gamer's coming around the final corner. It's going to be close. But I think he's going to lose out to the Williams. And oh, it's going to be very close indeed as Kalesi comes out. Obviously it turns back around itself. And it's a bit of a shorter route through here because it's on the inside of turn 2, but no, Purple Gamer's got the jump, and Kalesi is now down into 5th, but I can see that Williams in his sights, and I'm sure that Williams won't be in 4th place for that much longer. And what did I say? On the same lap, Purple Gamer is now behind Kalesi as Baskino comes out of the pits, still in 2nd position. Yova in 3rd. Look at the gap between 1st and 2nd, 14 seconds. Between 1st and 2nd with Yova. It's going to be close between Yova and Kalesi, actually. It's going to be very tight indeed, but I think the Red Bull will just be ahead. Or will he? It's going to be incredibly close. Look at that, less than a second. Kalesi, obviously, his tyres will be more up to temperature more up to working range, so I think his best chance of getting past Red Bull will come on this straight with the aid of DRS and Slipstream. It's very overpowered here in Abu Dhabi, and he's got 2 chances to get this move done. He might try it on the first attempt, but that might come back to bite him if the Red Bull tries on the second attempt, pulling out to the inside, going wheel to wheel down towards turn 8, and Yoba brakes later, but can't get the jump on Kalesi, who gets past the Red Bull and up into 3rd position. He's on the podium, but unfortunately for him, it is 18 seconds between himself and Bascadino. Purple Gamer is right on the shelf of Crazy Horse heading into turn 1. This is a battle for 5th and for 6th place in today's race, and this should be, theoretically, easy pickings for the Williams, and the Ferraris really seem to struggle for grip. And the Williams, if he just buys his time, he will get his opportunity down the straight. But he lagged back a little bit there, and that could cost him, but he will have the DRS, crucially. As he passed detection point, he's obviously 1 second behind. He's clearly under 1 second behind. He's right on the gearbox of the Ferrari, and a pull out to the inside of the Ferrari, not giving anything to himself, to be honest. And Pepper Game's going to breeze past him, but Crazy Horse saying that it's going to fight back into chicane, and Pepper Gamer misses braking point there, or he just let him through. That seemed a bit abnormal from the Williams, and I think it probably was to just let him through, to be honest. But yep, so Crazy Horse still ahead of Purple Game for the time being. This is the only real battle happening in today's race with 7 laps to go. It's all pretty plain sailing for the top 4 as these two still commence in their battle. Here goes Purple Gamer now on the back of Crazy Horse, pulling out to the inside, going wheel to wheel down the back straight, and there we go then. I think he's got the inside line. He does leave the inside line, and crucially, he has that place on the Ferrari. But with DRS on the second back straight, can the Ferrari fight back? Purple Game is going defensive to the inside. Is it going to be any use? Yes, it is. And he stays in that 5th spot, and Crazy off down to 6th. And that pretty much could be all she wrote for this race, because nothing's really happening. That's one downside, really, well, the multiple downsides of having only a few drivers. Crazy Horse makes his 3rd stop of the afternoon, or evening I should say. It's getting really dark here in Abu Dhabi, and it's also about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock for him. So yeah, it's definitely the evening for him. Comes back out on the track, well in 6th place. Only a few seconds up the road off Light Cruiser, so yeah, it's a possibility to get lapped in today's race. But Light Cruiser is on quite old soft tyres, and Crazy Horse on fresh hypers. Like, because I don't think we'll be seeing that Ferrari too much more, as he only has 4 laps to go in today's race. Purple Game has now come into the pits and back out again on the hyper soft tyres. I wonder if that's probably just maybe to go for a fastest lap attempt. It's the last race of the season. He might as well. He had a lot of time, and he's still comfortably ahead of Crazy Horse. That's Light Cruiser's first penalty of the evening, I'm pretty sure. Won't do him any harm though. 19.9 seconds between himself and Bascadino. Big gaps between everyone, as Kalesi adds names to the penalty boards. But once again, he shouldn't fear, because Yoba is not here. He's 12.7 seconds behind the Merc. That's 3 laps to go of this season. 3 laps to go of this race. 3 laps to go of WWRL, it seems. And Light Cruiser leads the way, like he would have hoped for, but crucially, and unfortunately for him, it is not. He's not leading the championship as things stand. It's incredible how this championship, as it stands, is going to be decided by 1 point. Beforehand, the gap between Kalesi and Bascadino was 2 points. Bas will gain 18 points, Kalesi will gain 15 points, which gives a net 3-point deficit for Kalesi, which obviously 2 minus 3 is minus 1, which means he'll lose the championship by 1 point. But there's still 3 more laps to go. Bas can still throw it away. It is not over until the checkered flag falls. We never know. 2 laps to go this Grand Prix, in what has been, well, to be honest, it hasn't been the most enthralling Grand Prix I've ever seen. I'm probably not going to watch this back. But regardless, we've still seen some good action and a lot of drama, especially in the opening few laps as Light Cruiser enters turn 5, 6 and 7 for the 27th and penultimate time in what has been a dominant race for him, and I'm sure he'll be proud of his performance today. But if what happened in Brazil last time out didn't happen, he'd be walking away from Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates a champion. What a shame. Fuck off. You know. Lap 28 starts. Light Cruiser leading the way for pretty much the entire race. I mean, apart from when Kalesi bottle jobbed it, unfortunately for him. Soon after that, it's been plain sailing. It's been cruising, really, for Light Cruiser. It's been a happy hunting ground for him in the past, and it is no different today. And he's just shown some incredible paces. Who's gone very slowly. Pobo Gamer is now behind Crazy Oss, so obviously he's had an issue of some sort, and will probably... no, I thought he was going to let the leader by. It's a bit nip and talking to what he's doing here. I think, yeah, he will go and let Light Cruiser pass, who's had a dominant race here, and a fully deserving of what would be his third race victory of the season. For the man that's the champion, though, well, they'll be crowned in about a minute's time. He's only won one race this season. Kalesi yet to win a race, and that streak is going to continue. And he's going to go a whole season finishing second in the championship, losing the championship by 1 point by not even winning a race, which is something in itself. He'll be left to rule out DNF in France. Ruben will be left to rule that DNF in China. But Ruben now is making his way around the final corner, and he has won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix as the fireworks light up the sky in what has been a very dominant race. Dominant race. But here is the man of the moment, Basketino, round the final corner in Season 4 of WWRL. Camanso won Season 1 and 2, then it was Lethal Bicycle, and now in Season 4, Basketino is the champion of the world here in WWRL. Absolutely brilliant. See an underdog like him take the championship by 1 point ahead of Kalesi. And what could have been for the second Silver Arrow, it wasn't quite to be. He has to settle for second in the championship and third on track tonight. Basketino is your champion here in WWRL. Only one race victory to name, but crucially to his name is that one World Championship. Camanso, obviously, as I mentioned, won Season 1 and Season 2. And then Lethal Bicycle won it in Season 3. And then the Brits haven't replicated what they did, and it is a time of the Dutchies. They finished first, second and third on track tonight, and they finished first, second and third in the championship. Ruben wins as Popa Gamer is doing some celebrity donuts. And why not? He's in last, he's going to finish last. There's no punishment for doing some nice donuts. Although, for some reason, they're not really showing it as donuts because there's no smoke coming from the rear of those tyres. But I'm sure he'll be feeling those effects. He's only got 1 minute 30 to actually finish the race. So he has to hurry up. As Light Cruiser's AI car, he might actually catch up to the Williams. And there we have it. WWRL is complete. The first season here in F1 2018. And what a season it was. A lot of thrills, a lot of spills, a lot of big drama events, and crucially, a lot of overtaking and clean race, which is exactly what I wanted. As Popa Gamer crosses over the line now. And there we go. Abu Dhabi is complete. The season is complete. WWRL for Season 1 is over. And it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate the races this season. Some of my favourite races I've had the privilege to commentate. As Light Cruiser holds up the winner's trophy and sprays, probably not the champagne because it's in Abu Dhabi, but sprays the celebratory water or whatever spirit they're using or whatever liquid. Who cares at this point? And there we go. Fireworks in the background as Light Cruiser wins. Baskino second, Kalesi third. Look how many Dutchies there are in this league. Unbelievable stuff. Yeah, Jova fourth, Crazy Oz fifth. Special shout out. Special shout out to Jova coming in fifth. Cover Gamer in sixth, and obviously we lost Blinda, Milk, and Magnuson very early on. And that is it then for season 1 of WWRL. I hope you enjoyed that season as much as I enjoyed commentating it. I've been James Cosy, the commentator of this amazing season. Baskino is your champion here in WWRL.